Naga is getting out valuable. Oh, that's a dead. And this is at 5-4. This is insane right now, right? Leave it to Hazy, first of all, to not leave. Sees all of your units dying, all of your bears dying, and leaves. But Hazy says, no. I'm staying. Come on, Hazy, win. Just run away. As long as you don't lose the Beastmaster, you seem pretty good here. Oh, this is crazy. Alright, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another Nick Oldhead video. And you know, we have a rare situation today on the channel, alright? I know most of the time we're going over Orc, but we just can't help it. Hazy is a favorite player of ours, right? Young, aspiring Warcraft 3 champ. And I say Warcraft 3 because, like some other players we recently covered, Hazy plays all of the races, right? I first covered some of the Orc games, but now this slew of Hazy games, just think of them as focusing on Hazy style. I mean, this is really interesting because we have Jens, who's a really strong Night Elf player, is on the ladder often, and it's a Night Elf mirror. So the interesting thing about this is we already see the Ancient of War first here from Hazy, so we know it's an altar second. We're going a Tavern Hero, whereas, Jens is already going in Priestess of the Moon. So I personally, you know, you may see me as an Orc head on the channel, but in my own time, I watch all sorts of replays. I love human versus human mirror. I love Orc versus undead, but I also love human versus undead. I love to watch all of the different ways human has to build this mega expansion, right? But I also love Night Elf versus Night Elf. Night Elf versus Night Elf is just a really interesting matchup. Throughout the years, it's been defined by a bunch of tier 1 units. You can go Priestess of the Moon, which is actually really popular now. You've seen Moon go a Priestess a lot. And, you know, like, Priestess is a hero that, like the Fire Lord, just gets better as people's last hits and mechanics get better because, you know, the best thing you can ever be in Warcraft 3 is ranged. Right, so Priestess of the Moon has a, but look, we have Beastmaster normally buffed, as in not normally buffed, abnormally buffed. Just recently in the recent patch, he's gained 2+ strength, so that already helped him in this HP trading scenario. You know, the melee hero does need a little bit more strength to contend, but I just want to really focus on Hazy's decisions here. Let's go under Hazy's a view now that we know it's really just a micro battle, and look at the way the bear can help get in some body blocks. Now the whole reason Night Elf versus Night Elf is so interesting to me is because they are both limited by their moon wells, right? The only way they can heal is the moon wells, so that's better get a detonate. We don't get a detonate, so we are caught a macroing, caught a slipping. And that's the cool thing about this Priestess of the Moon. You know, it has the range superiority, but you also get additional range with searing arrows. If you press R and cast searing arrows, you know, it's the longer range. So a really skilled opponent even could have gotten a fire the moment you saw them running back. Ranged is really good in Warcraft 3. I love the stealth here. Let's see if we're going to get a little situation here. Yeah, we are, right? We could have been a little more patient. I think the body block, you could have just let him in a bit more, but I do just like the decisions here, right? Let's have a line of archers hiding. Now you see Jens is finally like, okay, am I going to expand or something? Is this a... Nope. We're giving that tier 2. Who has the faster tech here? Oh, it looks like they both have a similar tech, so no expansion and commentator curse. Looks like there is an expansion. But it wasn't on the side I thought. I thought it was Jens that was doing all the harassing, but no, it looks like Jens is trying to keep a Wisp alive. The Priest of the Moon has creeped to level 2 thanks to some Ancient of War, and look, this is the hallmark of a good Night Elf player. You know, this Ancient of War was ready for this creeping. You know, all of your units have to coalesce. Same thing here, right? Good timing here, but because you have the Beastmaster, you can creep by yourself. So we already see a little bit of Hazy style giving him the edge here. Because you go Beastmaster instead of Priestess of the Moon, you can tank easily with the bear. Don't lose out on the Moonwell juice. Still get the Ancient of War creep around the same time. And look, one of us has an expansion going up, and it seems like Hazy knows that. So Hazy scouts, sees that there's no expansion, and really, like, do you just have the advantage there? Ancient of Wonders. So do you have a huge surplus of resources, gens. What are we going to do with this? Because we already know what Hazy has spent their resources on this expansion, right? And that's why we see the Hazy resource situation here. We tech to tier 3. So tech to tier 3 and you have an expansion. Whereas we are getting Ancient of Wind and Mercenaries. So we spend that money on the actual Merc camps. We spend that money on a second hero, Naga. And Gens is the tempo player. We have the Forest Troll Dispel, which is a decent enough counter versus a level 2 bear. We haven't quite scouted the expansion yet from Gens. Love the look at this, the Cloak of Shadows, so cheeky here. So we have everything hiding here, just letting the creeps do some damage. See, this is that young player situational awareness. Are you also able to nab the item here? This is tough, because now all the damage is on the Beastmaster. You need a potion of invuln. No, he hides, needs a TP. Okay, now that you TP, you need to get some unit kills. We're not going to be able to get that, so it looks like Gens eventually gets the item camp, but you know, some damage. The Shadow Priest is more helpful than most, because you're playing Night Elf, and again, that limited healing. But this is also why the Beastmaster is a strong pick, because you can just, look, he just summoned 900 HP. This is why the Beastmaster has always been a classical strength hero. Well, really? Just leaving the Tome of Agility +2 and your Priestess? Come on, that cannot stand. Are you going to attack this Tome? Could be worthwhile. So expansion up. I'm obsessed with this Tome right now. No, so we fed experience, and the Priestess is going to get this Tome, right? Yes. All right, 25 agility. So, oh look, you're like, can I grab the Tome? No, you don't grab the Tome. Nice try, Hazy. Scroll healing and Vuln. Do we have scroll? Oh no, we've sent better. Healing word. So really stacked Priestess, and we're also getting a Shredder. So we noticed that a lot of the economy here, instead of the expansion, we're going a Shredder. Oh, I love this from Gens. This is interesting, right? See, this is what I mean about Night Elf Mirror. I'm a big tier 1 tempo enjoyer. So it's just kind of cool to see this. Oh wow. How do you defend this, Hazy? I need to bring out the wisps, right? This ancient ward is dead. Shredder is going to represent so much normal damage against the Beastmaster. Another wisp died there. That could have been a detonate. Let's just be real. And detonate, detonate, detonate. Oh, nice detonate. Kill the bear there. These two wisps drawing fire. Okay, so we are giving the Beastmaster level 2 off of wisps. But now the Beastmaster has no TP. But you do have a lot of damage on the bear. You're going to need to kill that healing scroll. Yep, nice. So you kill the healing ward. Beastmaster looks like it was going to be down, but it's Hazy. You have just the right micro healing potion. But man, Shredder uncontended. These mercs uncontended. Look, we have now 2 mercs. Really great answer against the Beastmaster. And the Ancient of Wind paying off. Just the Fairy Fire alone makes it tough to be a melee unit. Look how fast this unit's going to die. This ogre, when it's his turn to die because of the Fairy Fire, but we in turn stood on. Oh, there you go, there you go. Volleys of damage. So this looks like GG, but I don't know. We can't count him out yet, because for every dispel and every bit of mana you're spending to get rid of the rejuve, well, that means you're not dispelling a bear, right? And this is still mining, and if you're Hazy here, you can save this, and you know that you don't have any fork lightning mana. So now that you turn, you got to get some free hits in. Do you see the edges we're playing with? Look at this. Look at this. 30-30. Nice. But we were able to get in a lot of damage now. And all of a sudden we have 2 healthy bears against the archers. So yes, the expansion is down. But now we're at 39-41, and bears have reached the building. So it is a really nice way to destroy this expansion. Your work here is done, but you have already mined a lot, right? It's not as if you haven't gotten more than your money's back. So how do we survive? Let's see. Hazy smells blood in the air. Maybe pushing it too far though, because like you have a scroll and a TP. I don't see this going badly for gens. Yeah, there's no chance this goes badly for gens because Gen just has the tools. Use the scroll of healing. But nice micro by Hazy, right? Haven't lost up air. It's great. Puts rejuve on the 2 low HP bears. Just really great Beastmaster usage in general. All of us would have lost our Beastmaster many, many moons ago. But this is a Night Elf mirror, right? Night Elf mirror is sometimes a war of attrition. Wow, and as I say this, Gens is truly using the Ancient of Wind, getting that Hippogriff, and now a Hippogriff Rider. So Hippogriff Rider, really ranged unit. Look at that, 600 range, and it also gets the benefit from the increased. Oh no, it doesn't actually. It loses range. Isn't that funny? So it does not get the benefit. And here I thought that the ranged on. Gonna have to check that out later. It does. Question in the comments: does the Hippo Rider also get the benefit from increased range from the archers, or is it less than 600 before, or maybe they just don't get it? Let me know in the comments, Night Elf players. So this is great. You love to play cancel the expansion, right? Gens is having none of this, but Hazy, our hero, has swiftly crept some of the power items here. So now this Beastmaster is walking around with an unholy aura, and I just will say, as a melee hero, movement speed is king, right? Like the fact that your army is faster with unholy aura, and you have this blinking, not quite blink yet, but puny dispel by the wisp, not quite blink yet, but the bear being fast is good because the bear has bash, right? That could have been a bash kill. So this is great. You have like a mountain king. Really trying to get some kills here. Now, I no longer like this because choke point. You see how this Moonwell is causing these 2 bears to not get any hits in? But we're being persistent. This is what a melee army has to do. You sometimes have to take your licks and get into the right position. So you're in the position, and the Naga is just getting completely bullied. Doesn't really matter though. You have the staff, but the Naga now has to spend money on a potion. Naga is getting outvalued, but oh, that's a dead. And this is at 5-4. This is insane right now, right? Leave it to Hazy, first of all, to not leave, right? I think an older, saltier player sees 3 heroes versus 0, sees all of your units dying, all of your bears dying, and leaves. But Hazy says, no. I'm staying. Come on, Hazy, win. Win with a single Beastmaster. Hey, listen, the fun of these games is I don't know the outcome, right? I don't know the outcome. I'm curious to see how Hazy faces against, such high-level ladder opponents. This is a player who also, placed very high, I believe, on the KK ladder. And now here he is on W3champions. So it's a cool opportunity, whether he wins or not. But yet, we're still hanging on, right? We have this massive... Well, I wouldn't say massive. I mean, the biggest massive part of this Night Elf army is the 2 heroes. Let's make no mistake. We have some puny forest trolls, archers, and hippo riders. They're not even 2-2 upgraded. We are trying to shark the Ogre Lord, which will happen there. In the meantime, we're getting level 5. We get a TP. Oh, wow, you sell the potion of greater healing. Did you see that? Hazy. Just immediately selling the potion of greater healing. Why? Because you don't want potion of greater healing? You instead want... What are we using this gold for? I guess just more units? Yeah, just more units. We're just using all this gold for units. Upgrades. What did you do? I'm so curious, because, like, you can't just be selling that potion. I guess we are. Okay, let's watch. We could have had a potion of greater healing here, but we're Hazy. We know better than me. And we are taking damage. We're entangled, but we have a Dryad. We can dispel that. We're not dispelling that just yet, because we see we have a TP. So here, look at this. we can tell that Jens doesn't want to focus the Beastmaster, because focusing the Beastmaster means a quick TP, and Jens smells that you have a faster army that can pick off some kills. So Jens is like ignoring the Beastmaster because I want to kill these units. But I don't think that's going to be working out very well, because now your Priestess of the Moon is low, and now, you know, the Beastmaster is tankier than you think. So you kind of maybe should have taken that opportunity to kill the Beastmaster when you had the chance. We have two bears here who aren't real, but I mean, they're like doing nice against that, I suppose. Yeah, this is crazy. I feel like Jens is losing the sprawling fight, losing the sprawl here. Things are getting a little crazy, but at the end of the day, it's controlling 3 heroes versus 1. It is a little easier to control 1 hero, and that's definitely going to be a Shredder dead, right? That Shredder is going to give you level 6. That's crazy. You're going to get level 6 off the Shredder. Are these heroes close to level 6? Yeah, the Priestess may get 6 as well. Judah of the Claw is dying. Maybe the Shredder will still live. Just look at this. Hazy's going after the Moonwells. Getting up the expansion Tree of Life. You have stray units, unfortunately. This is a full HP. Judah the Claw. This is a Raging Quillbeast. Is this a level 3 Quillbeast? Maybe. Now we TP. Wow, so the Shredder lives. Dryad down, Dryad down. Okay, so interesting. Wow, it's really a war of attrition here. And it looks like it's becoming an economy war of attrition. We have no Tree of Life on behalf of Jens, but we do have one coming up on behalf of Hazy, so interesting dynamic. And the Beastmaster gets level 6 here. This is like, how is this a game? 1 hero versus 3? How is this close? But it somehow is. I mean, it's the Beastmaster's just feeding experience, but do you even get... Huh. Shoe Shot level 3. And maybe Searing Arrows 3. We really don't know if you even get Starfall here. This is a crazy game. Are we going for base destruction? You could, but there's just so little healing. That's the thing. You're just... This Orb of Venom is so good, and you don't have Master Bears. So this is just like a healing victory here. You may have the heroes, but do you have the means? No, Jens, you're desperate for building an Ancient of Wonders. You need healing potions. But this bear is just getting free hits in. You need to immediately deal with the summons. You take out the Wisp, you get Mass Dispels, but like, we're happy anyway. You're killing all of your Wisp. There goes your money. So now you have to rebuild the Wisp. You're super panicked. You can dispel that. Just run away. Just run away. As long as you don't lose the Beastmaster, you seem pretty good here. Oh, this is crazy. You just need to run back to your full saturated base. You see, look, Jens has to build all these Wisps. Hazy doesn't have to. Hazy has Wisps just chilling. Yeah, just full on retreat. Make some full HP summons. Dude, did Jens forget he had the tree here? Shouldn't Jens have been moving that Ancient and walking towards the base a long time ago? But hey, look at me, I'm just an armchair player. Dude, this Druid of the Claw regev is so painful. He sees this expansion, he gets so sad. The clarity. Dude, the bear is just tanking this. Like how much HP the level 3 bear has. So you definitely don't get Stampede. He definitely got level 3 Quillbeast and level 3 bear. Yep, Jens has left the game. Fantastic. Fantastic. Hazy, you have 1 hero versus 3. And yet all the hero levels in the world doesn't matter because Mock Rock Snout just, you know, gave him the old Rock Snout, gave him the old Mock. You can't outvalue the Rock Snout. We've been over this many times. So, you know, there's Hazy taking out Jens. And now here's Hazy playing random, right? Rolling his Orc, playing against Fhra, right? Shout outs to Noth, shout out to Fhra, shout outs to that Orc collective, right? But now Fhra, even though you could definitely beat me and many other orcs on this channel who watch the channel in an orc mirror, you're now up against Hazy in an orc mirror. And man, Hazy already, what we just saw there was such a cool game versus Jens. And we already displayed the level of Hazy appreciation through Night Elf, but now we can appreciate some Hazy Orc, which is really, you know, our comfort zone. I always like to watch Orc because, you know, I'm an Orc player. And as the Warcraft 3 appreciation now seems to floweth over, and everyone seems to understand why this game is so good, part of the mystique of it is that, like, only a few players can truly play all four races and have a level of, like, flexibility and lethality. So if you've watched this channel before, we usually yell at people for scouting an Orc versus Orc mirror, but of course Fhra gets the pass because, you know, Hazy was random, so Fhra had no idea who he was playing race-wise until the scout. But it's an interesting decision here that there was no chasing of the peon here. It's Orc mirror, so you kind of have this rush for items. The Blade Master here goes Windwalk, tries to get a Ring of Protection, tries to get a damage item, but only gets a Ring of Protection, I would say. And we already see the style difference here from Fhra. Fhra going the more passive mirror image creeping. Now, we don't really know if Fhra waited to skill that until he scouted and saw the Orc, but we do know that mirror image blade is kind of like the it's the greedier style, but it's the more I'm going to stay on my side of the map. And Hazy sees this, so what do? Let's take this center camp, right? Get that Ring of Superiority. Nice. I already kind of prefer the items because the ring gives agility, strength. Mantle, definitely keep it though. Don't sell the mantle. You know, give that to your Shadow Hunter, and it's still pretty good on the blade. Look at the blade's mana regen versus the mana regen over here, right? It's because the less intelligence. But we do have a circlet to pick up as well, so we have, make no mistake, a pretty strong blade. Once you get level 2, that difference is going to be even more exaggerated. So kind of a interesting waste of time. I wouldn't say waste. He's just being very elusive right here. Fhra knows that he needs to creep, but he doesn't want to get creep jacked. So I really like this scouting by Fhra. Let's check Fhra vision. Able to right underneath the nose of Hazy. Oh, look at this. Really nice by Fhra. I like this. So Hazy was just trying to get some creeps. Just got any sort of experience trying to get level 2. But because of this superior movement and this grunt awareness, you get a chop there. You should cancel the salve. Fhra, you should cancel the salve. I know you're not noticing it, but you need to cancel that salve. Just, you need to, oh no. But you really are trying to get the item? Nice. You cancel the salve. There you go. Okay. So you do get the item, Talisman of Evasion. And I'd say this is pretty good by Fhra, right? I mean, Hazy will get this grunt, right? Congratulations, the Windwalk Blade with Boots of Speed. I mean, if you bought Boots of Speed and you're not killing a unit, you're doing something wrong. But on the other side of it, Fhra has successfully navigated this creeping. And I believe tricked Hazy a bit. I believe Hazy must believe that, okay, Fhra, I don't know where he is, so I'm going to have to creep this on my own. Interesting, we're seeing a little Orc high meta here. Is it popular to creep this camp, and are you going to buy the troll too? Let's see. Either way, these medium armor trolls do get taken out quickly by the grunts, so good for you there. Fhra, on the other hand, is just getting a really powerful Blade Master using the Wand of Illusion one to scout. That's smart because it doesn't give experience, is the more you know. Whereas these two do give experience, Mirror Image versus Wand of Illusion, right? So, but how does Hazy know the difference? You can't. So you can sometimes waste your opponent's time trying to kill a Wand of Illusion, and you get no experience for it. But Hazy doesn't take the bait. He's got a Shadow Hunter to level. And notice here how we hexed the Timberwolf. Interesting there. You usually save Hex for when this thing's about to do regen on itself, but maybe we just know better and we can just out DPS it. Yeah, there you go. So we don't even need to Hex cancel the regen. We had enough DPS. Hazy's currently scouting. You have the Windwalk and Boots of Speed, so you're like, where is the enemy blade? Can't find it, so we know we're not going to waste time. That's one thing in Orc Mirror that you have to be cognizant of. Sure, there's the blade level off, but there's also the Shadow Hunter level off. And right now, oh man, Hazy has managed to get a level 2 Shadow Hunter. versus this level 1. So we're kind of ahead if we're Team Hazy, I think. Because we like level 2 Shadowhunter above most things. This is the real one? Oh, wow. This is the real blade. Wow. So Fhra, I do like this, though. So we were just praising how Jojo Head Shrinker here on the side of Hazy was able to get level 2. Well, I really like this. Because this is causing disharmony in the base of Hazy. While also getting experience for the blade. We are killing peons. But look at this. We're also getting experience for the Shadowhunter, right? We just crept there. But how quick are we supposed to mobilize? Yeah, good. Good, Fhra. Move, move, move. This is just fantastic. The Talisman of Evasion doing very good versus the Burrows. But now Hazy strikes back. Hazy's like, how dare you? You can just hex and fight, right? Yeah. Spirit Link and fights. Great. This is a strong Shadowhunter. Ring of the Archmage is great. Our hero Hazy, though, is the calm and stoic Blade Master. He says, I don't mind, I'm being harassed, I don't mind, this is where I want to be. I can follow your Shadowhunter, you can't follow mine. Now Fhra knows the Blade Master is about, and you need to have your own Blade Master here to protect. And now we have the, yeah, this looks like it's the real Blade. But here we are again, the back and forth, because they're preoccupied. Hazy sees this as an opportunity to creep the Shadow, and now Shadow 3 versus Shadow 2. Every Orc player right now is... Man, they're like, Hazy, how do you do it? You know, all of this finagling, all of this playing. And yeah, even though Fhra has the early Orb of Lightning. Oh, wow, the Watchtower into the Double Torn. You have a level 3 Shadowhunter with great items. Let's see the army. So we're getting the Pulverize as well. But we have a more Spirit Walkers. So it looks like we're going for the Master Training first. On behalf of Fhra, and it looks like we had a more focus on Torrens. So these Torrens don't have maybe the Pulverize upgrade yet, but just an interesting style choice there. Fhra wanted the Walkers first. You'd think that Hazy would want the Walkers first because you're against Mirror Image, but interesting how we're going to see the Torren selection here. Because as most people know, the Orc versus Orc matchup is kind of defined by Torrens at this point. See the Watchtower doing nice against the Illusions. Both Orcs have recited to the fact that it's just going to be at one of those late games, right? No one's dying at tier 2. There's no level 1 Shadowhunter kill. No, we're all getting strong armies, which is exciting, right? We have a Blade Master here doing his best Demon Hunter impersonation. Now this is unfortunately not the best timing. Hazy doesn't get the opportunity to steal the Helm of Valor. Would have been great. Would had the right instincts though. The blade is there, but now can you get this last hit? Okay, so you get this last hit and need to do a quick windwalk away. Call it Fhra sleeping because you know you got the Helm of Valor anyway. But now you're able to confirm it. So let's learn as players here, guys. Right? It is nice to scout with your blade. And then be creeping with your Shadowhunter on the other side, right? This is creating a very strong Shadowhunter. Wow, Khadgar's Pipe, Scourge Bone Chimes, Pendant of Energy, Ring of Regen. Honestly, the only thing the Shadowhunter needs is like a Khadgar's Gem of Health or like a Talisman. It just needs HP. The only risk it has now is of dying. It has the mana, it has the passive regen. You're so good. This is an interesting choice too. We have Hazy doing what Windwalk Blade does best, being annoying. It knows here that anytime the Orc wants to seriously try to kill it, it needs to cast Hex. And that just means you're not casting Healing Wave. So this seems pretty good for Hazy right now. Look at the upkeep. I bet Fhra... Nope, Fhra has already gone past low upkeep. So Fhra has the bigger army, and yet it doesn't necessarily feel that way. Like, I don't know where's Phra's food count at? I suppose it's in the Ice Troll Berserker and these two grunts. The two grunts, sorry about the camera there. The two grunts are really glutting up the supply in the extra Spirit Walker, whereas Hazy has the 3 Torrens look like they're more imposing, and yet we're still at low upkeep. So, you know, like most high level games, this looks like this is actually an upkeep advantage here. These two towards us, so that's where the food was. Now you definitely have the bigger army. You want to fight if you're Fhra, but the economy here has finally been broken. So we have 2 more Taurens, we're matching, but we just had so much time at low upkeep. I feel as if the item situation is stronger. Oh, this is going to be a big clash. It's going to be a big clash. So we have all of the prep. Let's see it from Hazy's perspective. All right. Yep, you immediately disenchant. You're trying to get rid of those. You get rid of those, you go for the Spirit Walker. Spirit Walker gets out of line, and now you get all of your squishy things back, and you have your Torrens attack move. That's getting hexed, and you notice that these are on your Shadow Hunter. So you're like, okay, the Torrens are still attack moving, right? So you have the Blade Master accounted for, the first Resurrect, a heal scroll on behalf of Fhra, and now these Torrens are getting destroyed. All of these walkers weren't doing DPS, and they were. So now we have the healings, and we have the maximum mana efficiency. Fhra is choosing to play kill the Shadow Hunter, but that means that the Blade Master DPS is not going towards the army, it's going toward the Shadow, and the Shadow has all these different tools to stay alive. So we're kind of trading DPS for the ability, and it's not really working. So the Shadow Hunter is now level 5, and do you really see what was happening there? All the while, Fhra was going for the hero kill. Oh, of course, we kill the Torrent so we can resurrect it. So Fhra was going for the hero kill, but, you know, we had the Potion of Invul, and we had so many healing items. We were good. We have level 3 healing wave. We had Spirit Link. We weren't dying. So all of the DPS of Phra's Blade was just not on the army. I love the peons here, because you either need to expand or have a Spirit Link last fight. Nah, we're doing something, the third option, to walk the gold. No way. Hazy, are you really aware of this? Hazy. I gotta say, man, there's just the mark of a good player. You're gonna, just start killing the peons. There's a sense of awareness, right? You knew that just go scout that expansion, and you're rewarded with this just Congo line of death by the peons. Just no chance of survival. Grunt down, but hey, what do you care? You've now reached the stage of the game in which you have many Torrens. Oh, noticeably no upgrades. Mark your bets now. What if Phra's Torrens upgraded? No upgrades as well. So wow, both players forgoing upgrades. We have spikes. Before we upgrade our units, we have spikes. What about you, Hazy? Hazy's not even upgrading the units as well. So in a perfect world, I think at least you'd get 1 armor upgrade. But hey, what do I know, right? Maybe this is the way to do it. So the Master Spell ultimately makes the Windwalk Blade Master just, see, look at that. See, the Windwalk Blade Master has that advantage, because in this Master Spell scenario, what does this Windwalk, what does this blade have? Nothing. You're not really protected. Whereas this guy is protected. Hazy can come out of the shadows. Yeah, and now it's a pure Blade Master focus. Oh, you're just going to get a disenchanted again. Yep. Firelord's dead, but it doesn't really matter. All the focus is on the blade. And once the blade dies, this is GG. Now the blade's just dead again. Another disenchant. You have the hex, so you can't heal it. GG. Systematic by Hazy there. Really great. This Shadow Hunter, just unstoppable. Level 6, so much healing. And that last fight there, you just really saw how the Blade Master with Windwalk was able to just out DPS the Blade Master with Mirror Image. Because once you get the critical mass of Spirit Walkers, that's just crazy. Now listen, guys. This wouldn't be a real Hazy video if we didn't have Hazy versus Hitman, right? So yeah, we're going Hazy versus Hitman. And I'm just being real right now. I want Hitman to win, right? I'm rooting for Hitman here. I don't want Hazy on human. Hazy on human. I mean, the video's focus is on Hazy, so I just gotta, like, give him his flowers, right? It's a really great skill set to have, to be so good at World Cup 3 that I have to talk about 3 different races when you play. But are you really going to pull this off versus Hitman? I mean, there is a lethal player on the ladder, and his Hitman. Look at this aggressive barracks, Farseer. Look at that barracks so far up. That's what you get when you doing the 4 peon micro. So grunt up. Hazy, what are you doing? So what? This is a 3 farms. Doesn't that indicate something? Oh, Mountain King, of course. Would have been nice if we had Blade Master versus Mountain King, but Farseer, Mountain King is kind of what the Mountain King wants to see. It shuts down the harass immediately. So we have 3 militia. And it looks like they have a scout tower as well. So Hazy is not going to have to fend away the Hitman Farseer, because Farseer is choosing to creep instead. This is something that Orc players have been doing lately, right? Just kind of methodical creep to level 2, even better, sometimes creep to level 2.5, and then check out the human expansion. And you just have chain lightning support, and once you kill enough units, you get level 3 wolves. It's just nice pacing. It's nice pacing to try to break the expansion with a level 2 Farseer. Whereas when you go there breakneck speed with a level 1 Farseer, sometimes it's like, what have I really done? Well, I've faced the humans' full army, the full militia, the full footmen, and I don't even have a chain lightning to secure kills. So let's see if this is what Hitman's doing, right? Because if you look at it from the perspective of Hitman, we haven't scouted a lick. We don't know anything what's going on, right? We're just playing reactively. We're like, Hazy is not going after me in any way, so I'm just going to keep on creeping. Meanwhile, Hazy's like, what's up? What's going on? I need to check things out, because I'm expanding. I have this Mountain King. Oh, the Sentry Ward is a nice information pickup. And you finally scout, and you see the Farseer. So you tried to be as elusive as possible, but no, you finally get scouted, Hitman. Finally get scouted. Okay. Both players now have a sense of what the other one is doing. And it's about map control. I mean, this Mountain King is unkillable right now with the Periot, just so much HP. Meanwhile, the Farseer is like low HP, but we have salves doing their thing. Spirit Wolf creeping. You're going to need to really quickly snap that, right? No, so this is interesting. So we know there that Hazy is hunting for the Orc, not going to creep, hunting for the Orc, seeing the potential, trying to get level 3, seeing it. Do you hesitate? Oh, did that went to the... I think that went to Hitman still. I didn't see gold on my half of that. Now, it's interesting that Hazy didn't see the potential surround on the Farseer. Farseer has no TP. I think he could have got a bolt surround there, but this is not good by our boy Hazy. And how could it be? You're against the Hitman. Orc Supreme, going straight stronghold. Farseer Blade, let's go. Oh, see, it's so cool. I'm trying not to root for Hitman, but it's hard. I'm rooting for Hitman. So, okay. Pretty great, level 3 Farseer, but we do have a Mountain King expansion. This sucks. As an Orc, when you face this Mountain King expansion, it's really difficult because the only thing that's coming is Griffins. Or air, or some sort of like really annoying spellbreaker thing. Just the Mountain King can really force his way into a late game scenario because like he can just turtle up. And that was another missed bolt there, trying to get the last hit. Really trying to get level 3, but I love how Hitman just goes level 1 Blade into Mirror Image here, because Blade Master is kind of the best anti-air that Orc has. So you just go tier 3 Orb of Lightning, and there you have it. Like, Chain Lightning, Orb of Lightning is pretty good anti-air. So this is just an illusion, don't worry about it. Nice Sentry Ward there. Remember we said that was a good pickup for Hazy, and we're seeing it come true right now. So we saw the scout, and now what's going to happen? Oh, Hitman is maybe going to get creep jacked here. Yep, the creep jack happens. So Hitman has the good game sense to be like, I saw you. There's only one thing you could be doing. Do you get the bolt? Missed the bolt there. Could have done it. Get that Farseer. Oh no, going for the Shredder. Very good. Maybe. Oh no, see, but Hitman just reacts with the set. Dude, you can't pull one over on Hitman. He just is ready for the Zeppelin. Gets the bolt there. Just with the Zeppelin, I'm just gonna pick him up anyway. Okay, so you force the Zeppelin by, And Hazy's stalling. And what are you stalling for? Town Hall. So many towers. Blacksmith. You've done it, Hazy. You've created the human industrial machine. You have the expansion. No way. No, Hitman, repair. I guess you just have the Zeppelin, so there's no risk. Yeah, and even Hazy sees that. This is a crazy game. Hazy, what are you doing? You have this low HP. Oh, so you just field medic a Mountain King. Give yourself a scroll of regen as you just deal damage through the barracks. So, can't say any of this game is standard, but this is like two players playing beyond cat and mouse. They're really reacting to each other. So we have Farseer Blademaster into Tiny Great Hall. Nice quick Orc tier 3. You see how Hitman's like, fine, if you're gonna go Mountain King expansion, I'll do something even greedier. Oh no, you get the surround. Now you need to kill this. Dude, the Zeppelin is actually... Why do I get so afraid like Hitman's gonna lose a unit? You have a Zeppelin. Zeppelin is such a hard counter to Mountain King. What are you gonna do, Hazy? So immediately go to keep and get Griffin Avery. 3 Griffin Averys. God. Oh, human. What is there to do versus human? Look at that. Just 3 Griffin Averys. Mass. Economic playstyle. Really annoying. Is that the real one? Are you gonna die here? Dude, they're having like a micro battle throughout this whole game. Wolves stay on the Mountain King. Okay, these footmen are really annoying. The raving band of footmen. But oh, look at this. Is a level 3 Blade Master. And Hitman is also going the Alchemist. So Hitman is just 100% being a good player here. Knowing that the only thing... Oh, no. Oh, Farseer down. Okay. Hitman getting a little dominated right now, but it's okay. This is super annoying. Footman and Stormbolt here is like... just getting a Raider. This is what it must feel like when you're a Night Elf player and you're just getting Raider run by. Well, this is the human to orc equivalent. We already saw the Mountain King just be really abusive with just a Stormbolt. You finally have level 2 Stormbolt. And now, though, the Blade Master 3, I think this is the ace in the hole, though. Because once the Blade Master gets Orb of Lightning, you know, all of these Griffins or supposed Griffins not going to be doing much. This is pretty good food for these heroes. You need to get these kills, but the Mountain King represents death to the Alchemist. The Alchemist is dead. Yeah, so now, dude, that's a level 4. I mean, these levels aren't nothing. Another scroll, dude. These scroll value is insane. The way Hazy's playing this is really unique. I mean, you just got to give it to him. The low upkeep laming. He's like, listen, Hitman, how long have you been playing this game? I'm like 22 years old. I'm like a young guy. Don't worry, I can play lame too. Whoa, I'm so... Okay. So these grunts are just food. Oh, Bash was gonna kill that. Dude, this Zeppelin's working overtime. Orb of Lightning's good. Orb of Lightning is gonna pretty much shut this down. Because Purge are gonna get kills all the time. Dude, you really think he... waited into the last minute into that farm was 27 health to intervene? Of course he did. Alright, so what are you going to do about it, Hitman? You're going to put up some towers. You're going to keep creeping your heroes, rebuilding the Alchemist, getting another Bestiary, and going mass bats. Alright. You're like 2 can play at this game. Mountain King Paladin, though. Yikes. Ooh, Militia Force coming, so we either have an expansion or just good game sense. Because you know a fight's coming. I guess it's just smart to move out the map with Militia either way. So you can eventually... Oh, wow, that's so smart. Just move out the map with Militia because you assumed you were there. Look, they are there. And now, okay, and now you do it. That's so smart. Look at that. Human fundamentals. Move out with Militia. You have so much lumber, and now it happens. This Militia's coming. Help you out versus this force. Really impressed by this small move here. And it's not like the Militia doesn't have duration. Look at it. They're like fighting. Full-on Militia. They're taking chain lightning damage. Doing damage to that grunt. Okay, wow, this is a lot, though. We're trying to prevent the bats. Yep. Militia are now peasants. And see, and now that they're peasants, they can build stuff. They can build a tower here. Pretty decent. Yeah, you just bring in more militia. Just flood the zone with militia. Okay, that blood mage is getting forgotten about, right? Paladin's not close enough. Paladin's getting tripped up. Okay, you can get the holy light. Dude, this is devious. Look, the peasants. It's the peasant squad. Uh-oh, bats. So, one bat here. Ooh, yeah, nice acid bomb. So, acid bomb really helping the bats get value, though. But who gets this? Hazy gets the last hit. So, it looks like Hitman going for the griffins, as an orc player does. You know, orc players, I'm terrified of these air units. Nifty Gurglebeaker, though. Finding some time to survive. Have a one-on-one. Dude, this is tough. The Hitman uses the healing. Was that a health stone or the greater healing potion and the mirror image? But dude, Blood Mage has reached that point where it has mana drain and banish. A mystical hero, adept at controlling the battlefield. Indeed. Now we have the Griffin. See, dude, the peons. Bring in the Arcane Vault. Sometimes the human slow push to death via infinite mana and pushing. Like, you know, this Mountain King was so much easier to deal with, and he was just one annoying Mountain King. But the support of the Blood Mage and the Paladin is just so annoying. And we just have full-on macro here. We're building Griffins. What are our upgrades looking like? 2-2. Oh, no. This doesn't look good for Hitman. We have so many Griffins. We're going to need to... Okay, we have the Acid Bomb. And we TP. Interesting. So the TP there was probably a way to... You thought to yourself, there's going to be a lot of bats. If I TP now, there's a chance that I still live with a bunch of low HP Griffins, and the Orc doesn't have a chance to finish. Not bad. Though you have sacrificed all of your peasants for that call. So not the worst maneuver here. Boo 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 boo. Nothing died. But they're all low HP. Oh, but these bats. That bat dead. That bat. Oh, nice. Bat explosion. All Griffins dead. And the Blade Master is now coming back to roost. Farseer is still gone, though, right? Farseer is still gone. Is coming back. Yeah, is... Oh, just now being trained. So... Macro is tough. Nifty Gurglebeaker doesn't have Chemical Rage, so we're going to need to get a Zeppelin. Zeppelin picks him up. Now the Blade Master is doing what Blade does best, but you really can't confirm kills here. Sees that's the real one. Dude, that Hazy vision, you cannot hide when Hazy has you in his sights. So unfortunately, the Blade Master needs to get out of here. Maybe the images, yeah, so the images help a bit. Zeppelin coming in. Dude, but look, this Mountain King is seconds away from Bolt, but dude, we have multiple Zeppelins keeping the heroes alive. It's great to see Hitman understand that Zeppelin is such a good counter versus Mountain King. Talk about an insane game. You have level 5, level 3. Nifty Gurglebeaker is doing pretty good. You have level 2 Poison, Acid Bomb, makes the Bat Riders like be able to do something. Ooh, Kodo. I love the decision to go Kodo. Oh no, Nifty Gurglebeaker. I slipped away for 1 second and you die. That was a Stormbolt to the face. We needed a purge there, dude. This is tough. This is when you whisk Farseer with Shadowhunter. But Farseer does need to come back. We do miss Chain Lightning. You gotta at least kill that Griffin, yep. Oh no, one more. There you go. You're gonna kill those 2 Griffins. Maybe, no, be Bansheed it. Banished it. Now we have Farseer. You probably want to summon wolves here. Can we use Healing Potion? Mirror Image? Where are we gonna summon wolves? No, we use Chain Lightning to bait the mana drain. Yeah, the Kodo Beast devouring the Knights. Big game. Hitman survives. Skin of his teeth. The 3rd expansion from the human. Disrespectful. Gold mines are running low. That means, what about your expansion? Okay, so we still have some gold, though, on behalf of the orc. Yeah, Zeppelins need to come in. So we have a force of Zeppelin and Bat Riders. We are the transportation wing of Ogremar. We are the Undercity Bat Riders. We are the best way to traverse to the Barrens. But it's also the... honestly, this is the most anti-air the orc army can get, right? You have a level 3 alchemist. This is pretty good on behalf of the old Hitman, but I'm just concerned about the Farseer's longevity. We don't see a lot of invulns or HPs or TPs. You gotta watch out for level 3 bolt and a banish. How do we micro this? Speed scroll. We're just running with the speed scroll, the acid bomb. Nice, we're blowing one up. Okay, so we're out. We're banished one. No, or I think Hitman's going in. Hitman's going in. This is it. This is it. Yeah. So explode everything. The alchemist dies, but see, and now the Farseer is going to die. So everything's just getting focused. Oh yeah. Now this Farseer just needed one healing item. You can't live. Boots speed kills that. The Blade Master. Yeah, you're at home chopping everything, but the Blade Master items just aren't substantial enough. We have Bat Riders come at the right time. Pretty good. We may get level 3 crit here. We have the Kodos eating, but it's tri-hero. These are the tri-hero bullies. These are the 3 hero bullies. It's really hard to beat this human army. And you know, this isn't just any human army. This is Hazy, a particularly tricky foe. Though that's a nice kill, the Blade Master. But we are seeing which is the real one. And do we have mana for a Stormbolt? No, we're just getting bashed to oblivion here. And look, it's the Boots of Speed, really. Boots of Speed, yeah. Trying to run. Can't run. Zeppelin. Oh, bash the Zeppelin. Maybe if you get Zeppelin, but GG's. Wow. Hey, got to give it to Hazy. An incredible player, right? Just all 3 of those games, we saw some really just good decision making. Just really impressed overall. Hey, if you like the channel, if you love these niche strategies being executed by the highest of the Warcraft 3 ladders, then yeah, give us a follow. And by the way, shout outs to the Mass Wyverns shirt. Mine came in the mail. Really excited for Grubby's Altar of Champions Invitational, or you know, the Warcraft 10K event that's happening. It's going to be great. Support it, support the Warcraft 3 scene, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.